You are now tuned in to The Money Zone with your host, Folasade, the accountant for entrepreneurs. The time is now, your future waits, your money matters, make no mistake, it's not too late to dominate, so don't delay, get your money straight. The money zone, together we'll achieve your goals, we're building wealth, you're not alone, so don't delay, get your money straight.
Hey guys, guess what? It is Tuesday. I'm your host, Folasade. The Money Zone is exclusively here today on RIP Radio. Guys, I'm excited because oh my gosh, let me be really honest. As I was coming up, finishing my little research for you guys, I almost went into tears. So if you just saw my Facebook post, I was just every time I learn more about how African Americans and our businesses and us in general are set back by, the U.S., by just what's happening in the real world, it kind of pains me. So that just really solidifies that my passion is really helping us kind of break barriers. So I'm excited for tonight's show. We're talking about gentrification in the Black community. We're talking about why businesses should know their numbers. We're talking about presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren and Lowe's laying off their employees. This is the night. If you've never tuned in or if you've never shared the video with anybody that you know of, as you've been watching me each and every Tuesday, tonight is the night. This is the time we need to start schooling our audience and schooling our community about what's happening in terms of our finances, our businesses, and the overall growth and success in the African American community. So guys, if you're not following me on all things social media, head over to all things social media, type in Folasade, Folasade, the accountant. Find me on Instagram, Facebook, and every social media platform. In addition to that, go ahead on over so I can get my little ratings, guys. We top 3 on live stream, Periscope, and everything else. But I need you guys to head on over there and on ripradionetwork.com, get my stats up, and watch the show from there. And that's actually the safest place, to be honest with you, because I'd be dropping some F-bombs sometimes, guys. And look, Facebook might kick me off or something, and you might miss out. So to avoid missing out on any of tonight's content, head on over to ripradionetwork.com. Join my mailing list at bit.ly/Folasade Live. And guys, we'll be right back. guys, thank you for coming back for our little quick break. So as I said, we have like so much to talk about, so let me just get right into it. So segment 1, we're talking about knowing your numbers, and remember segment 2, we're talking about gentrification. But I'm gonna try to connect the dots, because I fully believe as an entrepreneur, especially being African American, I personally believe, some of the people disagree with me, but I feel like entrepreneurship is the gateway for us to get out of whatever slump or in poverty or poor or lack of wealth and whatever they say, low net worth and all of that nonsense, right? That they say that we have going on, which is true. We do have that going on now in the African American community, but I believe that entrepreneurship is the gateway that's going to break all of those barriers for us. So this is why it's important for you as an African American business, but regardless if you are African American, any type of business, is important that you know your numbers. And I know you're probably like, oh, Folasade, here you go with that accounting stuff. But the reality is, guys, if you don't know your numbers, what do you really know about your business? If you don't know your numbers, what do you know about your business? Guys, give me a call, 301-232-5700 on RIP Radio Network. I would love to hear what you got to say. Do you know anything about your business? Because guess what? According to invoice2go.com, okay, your numbers, and let me just say, I just have to put this stuff out there because I've been saying this stuff for you guys for years. But look, we need proof, right? Invoice2go basically said that if you know your numbers, it can help you become much more profitable. However, in the African American community, we fall short on knowing our numbers. And with the surge of gentrification, with the surge of discrimination and the surge of racism and everything that's happening right now in the U.S., we cannot afford to not know our numbers. Remember, I think was it last week or the week before that, I talked about our opportunities and access to capital were very low. So if you don't have your numbers, that means your access to capital is zero. You will never have the opportunity to be able to take your business to where you want to go if you cannot access the financial resources that is necessary for you to grow and scale. So let me be real honest with you guys. You probably have not seen me online every day live streaming since tax season, because we are trying to scale my company, okay? If you guys don't know, I'm the owner of Suncrest Financial Services LLC here in Largo, Maryland, right? And so we're trying to scale. And guess what? The only way that I am able to scale this business, right, is by using my numbers. Me and my assistant, every Monday morning, we're going through our Instagram stats, Facebook stats, social media stats, email stats, clicks on the website, every detail. Like Monday morning, we had a 4.5-hour meeting, okay? Second, then we make tweaks and do everything else. But if you guys don't know the basic numbers, what do you know about your business? So here's 3 reasons why you must know your business as you must know your numbers, as a small business. Number 1, and you guys want to go ahead on and grab your pen. Okay, grab your pen, grab your pad, and get on it. So Invoice2go say, look, recognize problems early. But guess what, guys? If you are not doing your bookkeeping, how are you going to recognize those problems early? If you're not tracking the numbers, because remember, almost everything in business is measurable, okay? If you are not tracking those numbers, how are you going to be able to make adjustments, make changes? So if you guys have been following me at all, and if you haven't, you've been missing out. You know I have a concept called ART, A-R-T, account for everything, review, and then tweak it. And that's what that means. So that means account for everything that's measurable. So baby girl, if you wake up at, 4 o'clock in the morning and you're working hard, we want to account for that, because that means you're more productive than the next business owner. If you don't come in the office on time, or if you don't show up, or if you're not closing deals, if people are not clicking your sites, if you are not getting the traction, everything has to be measured, from your staff productivity to your productivity to your conversion rate, your sales, your products, everything. But see, guys, this is the thing. Without tracking all of it, how do you know what's happening? And so remember, a business owner is supposed to foresee changes in the future and incorporate processes, systems, and revenue streams to be able to mitigate whatever unforeseen or foreseen problems. However, they're looking at the numbers. Have you sat down and actually looked at the numbers and been honest with yourself? Did I make enough phone calls today? Did I do what's required of me to do? Did I follow up the way I was supposed to be following up with everybody? Did I convert XYZ clients this week? Did I do all of that? But you won't be able to answer those questions if you're not tracking everything and if you don't know your number. So that's number one. Another number. So there's like core numbers. So Trump, if you can go back to Invoice to Go, and if you scroll down, it's few core numbers that you guys need to know as a business owner. Okay? The number is your monthly expenses, okay? Your monthly revenue, okay? Your net profit, your profit margins, your gross profit margin, your break even, your product and service cost, your cost of goods to get those products to the market, and everything in between. So out of every one of those type of calculations, right, or formulas, which one have you recently looked at? Which one? Okay? And as a business owner, your revenue is every dollar that comes in your business, okay? Every dollar. That's cash, PayPal, Bling, whatever the case may be. Every dollar that comes in your business. Your expenses is everything that is going out of the business, okay? And if you don't know those two things, if you don't know the timing, if you don't know if you're getting a return on your investment on your expenses, then guys, you don't know your numbers. And you are not making the decisions. You don't have the data to make the decisions that you need to grow your business. And remember, gentrification is hitting all of the urban cities, okay? And African Americans are the primary residents in those areas. So what happens? If African Americans are the primaries in those areas, that means we are being displaced and our businesses are being displaced. So Trump, if you can go to the article that I did for Boss Mag. So guys, I just did an article for Boss Mag, okay? Basically talking about gentrification in DC. So it would say how to protect your business from negative impacts of gentrification. So I talked about one, you need to start repositioning your business, okay? But you need the data to be able to reposition. Two, you may need to rebrand your business. Again, you need money, financial resources to rebrand your business. And then third, you have to be completely unwavering about the changes that you are making in your business. So right now, if you don't know your numbers and you are in an area that is highly competitive, highly saturated, and that can just be online, then you are not lining up with the competition because the competition may be using their numbers, so they're paying less money on their Facebook ads. The competition, oh, thank you, Trump. The competition is looking at ways to reposition and rebrand their businesses, okay? The competition is picking up their phone and digging down. And so, guys, I cannot stress the importance of you guys knowing your numbers, especially when there's a recession coming. So just to give you guys an idea, my prediction, this is just Folashade's prediction based on my knowledge, my expertise. I predict that the recession is going to hit right after tax season, but before Labor Day sometime, and they normally do it in a very awkward time. So I'm thinking they're going to be a little slick with it and do it after tax season, maybe the summertime. I think so. And that's just my assessment. So what does that mean? That means you have to know your numbers to offset and to be able to get in position and still dominate. But many of you don't know your numbers. Okay? So another thing, wouldn't you want to know what can possibly happen or where does your business stand Don't you want to know the truth about your baby? Like, come on now. How many moms do I have in the building that's watching or listening to us? And don't forget, guys, we are on iTunes. We are on Spotify. The Money Zone is on every platform, okay? So don't forget, go on over and give me some 5 stars and everything else. Head over to iTunes, Spotify. Is it Spreaker too? Spreaker, iHeart, everything. So if you're listening anywhere, go and give me some hearts and stuff. I said hearts, some 5 stars over there as well. Okay, so women, how many of us take our newborns to the hospital when they sneeze, to the emergency room, to their primary care when they sneeze? Oh, the baby got a rash, a little rash, and it was a dot, and you took it to the emergency room, took the baby to the emergency room so you can find out what's going on. How many of you, think about it, how many moms or dads, let me not leave out the amazing dads out there, have wanted to know the health of their child? And if that's you, or if that's not you, wouldn't you want to know the health of your child? And your business is the same way. But you don't go to your doctor. You go to your accountant. You go and say, hey, what does the number say for this month? What does the number say that I can do next month? Where am I headed? Am I profitable? Am I doing what's necessary? Okay? If you're willing to take your child to the doctors I don't care if it's in the middle of the night, you and your husband was having sex. I don't care if the baby have to be in the hospital ASAP. Guess what? All moms and dads will drop drawers and go. Okay? Like, let's really be honest. Pull up the drawers or whatever and go. You have to be the same way with your businesses. Because your accounting tells you how healthy your business is, how much money do you have to survive, where are you going, are you going to be successful? It tells you the truth about where you stand. But a lot of you black-owned businesses you guys are not understanding that this is your savior. You're looking at accounting as being something that you dislike or being something that you can possibly do on your own. I don't recommend it, because you have to know as much as I know to get the data and information. The second thing is that you have other things to be focused on. But I need you guys to understand that knowing your numbers is so important. So this is why I created my Know Your Numbers Challenge. And the website link, I don't know what they did. It's not right. This is why I created my Know Your Numbers Challenge, guys. The Bitly link is not working. So if my marketing team or if any of my staff is watching this, I don't know. The Bitly link is not working, but this is why I created the 15-day Know Your Numbers Challenge, because I feel as though by you knowing your numbers, you will be in control over your future. You will be one step ahead of the competition. You will know what's working and what's not working. You will know where your money is going. You'll know what money you're not making. But this is the reason why most businesses fail, because you guys cannot answer those core questions. If I were to ask you right now today, how much money did you make last month? You won't know. And that is not CEO stuff. The CEO should be able to say, oh, Johnny, we made $35.5 million and some change. Oh, we made $155,000 this last quarter, and I'm expecting to project. But black-owned businesses, y'all put y'all head down and avoid the conversation. How's that possible when we're suffering the most? So guys, if you want to help our community level up and obtain the notoriety and the funding and the growth and what they say, Black Wall Street, all of that just seems very bogus to me if we're not coming together as one. All of this Black Wall Street, all of this, that's bogus, guys. It starts with first us getting in our mind that we want to make change on an individual basis, and then we all can come together. So the first thing I need all of you to do, and you guys can give me a call, 301-232-5700. The first thing that I want you to do today is to realize that you need your numbers, and there's no way around it. And it's for the betterment of you, for the betterment of your future, for the betterment of your legacy, for the betterment of your community. And it's required if you guys want to be successful. I don't know who told you you cannot do accounting or don't know your numbers and you will be successful. Guys, they threw you under the bus because they don't want you to be successful. So I'm going to close out segment 1 with this saying. What you don't know about your business, somebody else do know, and they're going to use it against you. So guys, we're about to go into segment 2. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Hey guys, it's your girl Folasade, the Accountability Accountant, guys. Welcome back to the Money Zone on RIP Radio Network, guys. If you're not following me on all things social media, don't forget, head on over to Instagram, Facebook, everything, Folasade, spelled Folasade, the Accountant on all things social media. Don't forget, head over to iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you want to give me 5 stars. Let's go ahead and start getting the show some ratings. To be honest with you guys, I didn't even know we was in all those places. That's between us, right? I didn't even know. I knew we were somewhere, but I didn't know. I would have been telling you guys to check out the podcast and stuff after the show airs if you cannot tune in live. So just to let you guys know, if you cannot watch the whole show live, don't forget to head over to one of those many platforms that the show is being syndicated on. So guys, I'm excited. So we're in like segment 2. Black businesses are suffering from gentrification. And you like, okay. So what does this have to do with you? It has to do with a lie. And so it hurts me to see that as a whole, we are all being negatively impacted by this country's attempt to become wealthier and this country's attempt to gain more profit and get more revenue and taxes. It hurts me that people, my people, even Hispanics, whites, anybody that's poor, let's be honest, are being displaced. Okay? And so what does that mean for you, and how does that impact Black-owned businesses? So if you take a look at Washington, D.C. right now, we have the highest impact of gentrification right now. Actually, 36%. Okay? 36%. Additionally, 10%. So they say, based on, I should have gave Trump this article. I found this article by University of Minnesota Law Department after the fact, after I sent him over my content. But come to find out, there's only, let's look at the numbers now. They say it's 329 billion. Wait, no, 329 million Americans. I'm just going to do round numbers, round figures. 329 million U.S. people, right, in the country. Do you guys know that 36 million people, 36 million people are being displaced and negatively impacted by gentrification? 36 million. So that means 10% of the overall U.S. population is being displaced right now, and nobody's paying attention to it. 10% of the U.S. businesses, black-owned businesses, actually, really, let's be honest, black-owned businesses really are only in black areas. So let's think about it. So that means 90% of all of our businesses are being displaced because of gentrification. And why does this matter? Because guess what that means? It means multiple things. That means the cost of living in that area has increased, so you can no longer afford that house. You can no longer afford to pay those property taxes. You can no longer afford to afford that area. That's one impact. So if you are a small business owner and your community that your location is located at is suffering from gentrification, and the landlords say, oh, guys, that's what happened. Also, we'll know that's Front Page Day downtown D.C., but we can think about the same connection. Front Page in D.C. ended up, their landlord doubled the rent, so they couldn't afford it. But guess what? That is normal. That is what black folks been suffering with for years. But now it's publicized because Front Page was impacted by it. But black-owned businesses, not only black-owned business, any business in urban cities that are prime real estate targets, okay, for these investors to go and, rebuild and make millions and hundreds and billions of dollars off, guess what? They can no longer afford their office space. They can no longer afford their store front. They can no longer afford to pay the property taxes. So even if they owned it, because of the property taxes, the rise in the property tax, they cannot afford that either. So instead of you guys just thinking that, oh, it's the poor black kids in the hood that don't want to get a college degree, that is actually not even the case. Our businesses are suffering from gentrification just as well as each individual person that you may know of, and your community probably is suffering from gentrification and you don't even know it. Because you don't even realize that new Whole Foods being in your area was a sign. And that's exactly what I said in my article, Trump. If you go back to my article on Boss Mag, Whole Foods have been profiting significantly from gentrification. Think about it. Every time, think about Southwest DC, guys. That was the hood. Oh, Southwest. Come on. That was the hood, right? Come on now. Now you got the National Stadium, you got the new Whole Foods, you have everything popping now. So Whole Foods has been right there in the middle. Whole Foods has capitalized on the opportunity of gentrification, and you guys as small business owners, you can do the same thing. You just have to be aware of it and be honest with yourself and realize that it's going to take you, like I said in segment 1, you're going to have to know your numbers, baby. Because you're going to have to know what you can afford. You're going to have to know where your business stands. You're going to have to know your leverage. You're going to have to know your position. So if you don't know where your business is or your business numbers, you will not survive gentrification. Let alone, you won't even survive growth. Let alone if you're getting kicked out, you will not. I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to. That's what you're going to be singing. Instead of knuckling down, getting to work, you on the boat trying to get help. No, I want you guys to not be on the boat asking for help, but better yet, looking at your numbers, going back into community, talking to your delegates, and getting things done as a whole. But guess what? Since we're not coming together as one, We're all people. We're not coming together as one people. Guess what's not happening? We're not able to achieve that goal. So our black businesses are suffering from gentrification. Our black communities are suffering from gentrification simply because we are not coming together. I don't care if they say we don't have the money. Yes, we do. Put all our heads together and all of our incomes and all of our money. Let's put all the smartest people, put me in a room, okay? We can make things happen. But we have to get in a room. So if you are in Washington, D.C., do you guys know, think about this number. 36 million people are being impacted in some form or fashion of gentrification. So what's happening is some people don't know that they're being impacted. So right now the landlord probably have received an offer from somebody to buy it. It starts years before. Burry Farms in D.C. didn't just go demolish Burry Farms. They've been paid. This was 15 years in the making. You guys are behind. This was 15 years in the making. Everything that's happening to every city all over the United States involving gentrification has already been pre-planned. H Street, they've been holding on property since I was born. I remember my mom worked in the Department of Employment Services right on H Street, and it was all boarded up. Every last one of those owners, as soon as they saw the community change, they started to make money. And one of my clients actually leased one of the properties to start a restaurant. But because they were going through the process of gentrification, that means rebranding, reposition, investments, everything, right? My client couldn't survive. Because as a black-owned business, he didn't have as much access to capital. He didn't want to do stuff right. Let me be really honest with you guys. I'll call, try to get the numbers, try to do everything right. Mofo say, oh, Sade, I'll be off. No, or some excuse after excuse after excuse. So after I fired that client, his business closed not even 6 months later. So guys, we are in a major epidemic right now. And it's sad that you guys are just paying. Are y'all living on Instagram? Like, do Instagram like I have hotel spaces? Like, tell me so I can go and rent a room, right? Because you guys are like living on Instagram. You not understanding what's the reality that we are faced in. We are faced where our businesses really have no opportunity for growth. We have no way to prove outside of the individual basis, and that's even challenging because outside of you, they're bouncing you off of the whole. So the more successful black-owned businesses, the more opportunity we have to gain access to funding and to break this failure when it's time to shift if we were to be suffering from or being in the process of gentrification. So guys, I found this article by the University of Minnesota, and I'm going to pull it up. And well, not on the screen because I didn't send it to Trump. Sorry about that. Okay. So basically, and this was very, very, very alarming for me. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Where is it? Okay, so basically, where's my stats for DC? Okay, hold on. This is on my phone, y'all. I got it because I got screenshots. Okay, so look. So they're basically saying 2 million residents in just the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area are being harmed. Well, no, D.C., what they say, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, all of the East Coast are being displaced and being hurt by gentrification. 2 million people. So that might be your cousin and they don't even know it. In addition to that, the changes, like you no longer feel welcome. All of the history that you had, everything that was common, everything that was relative, everything that you thought was yours is no longer there. So when we go through this process of gentrification, it's actually kind of strips your identity again. It's actually somewhat a form of slavery to me because you go through oh my gosh, okay, I'm settled. This is my home. I've invested in this. And then all of a sudden, eminent domain, gentrification, all of this completely stripped everything you own from you, everything that you thought you had a right to, and everything that you knew. So to me, honestly, I feel like gentrification is just another form of slavery. It's just that we're just enslaved with our money now. See, that's the thing. We're enslaved with our money. Because if we had enough money, our businesses could sustain and reposition and rebrand when they're going through this process. If we had the money, we will be able to afford our property taxes, or we won't have as much debt. So guys, to be really honest with you, what I really want to tell you is that for us to not be put in situations like this and have our backs against the wall and be put out, we have to start what they say, buying back the block. We have to. We have to become homeowners. We have to become investors. We have to become commercial property owners and multi-use family owners too. But in addition to that, we have to control our money first and foremost. We are drowning in debt. We are not working together as one. So no one is able to save no one. And so that's what I had to tell my assistant the other day. She was lagging. I almost fired her. She can be fired if she don't get it together, to really be honest with you. And I'm sorry to publicize that, but you know, guys, I'm kind of very transparent. And I had to tell her, I said, your BS in this office impact the 15 people that I pay every week. So what I will not do is allow your nonsense, your procrastination, whatever is going on with you and your family to impact my staff, all my staff, and my clients. And so what she didn't realize, and what many of you don't realize, is that your lack thereof, or your BS, or your whatever y'all want to call it, okay, hurts the next business owner. Your default on that loan, because you wasn't looking at the numbers, impacts the next black-owned business. Because guess what? Every time they lend us $1, they're going to say, oh no, remember those 15 black businesses we lent $1,000 or $3,000 or $100,000 to? They didn't survive. They didn't survive. They didn't survive. And every time another black business don't survive, it reduces our chances of becoming financially free as an individual and as a community. It reduces our chances of being, what you guys say, the culture. Like, really, we the culture, but we the broke culture for real. Like, to be honest with you, I'd rather be no culture with money in the bank. Like, look, sorry, that's me, right? But the moral of this, every problem we are fighting from and hurting from deals with our finances. It is up to you to say that you want better. Your business can provide jobs for the community and could sustain some of the residents. But because you procrastinate, because you're not looking at the numbers, because you're not hustling, guess what? It didn't work. You can't employ. See, that's the problem. We're not employing. We're not hiring. We're not doing what's required for us to get and make the money and the impact that we need in our community. So it's not just gentrification that's hurting us. It is us hurting us. It is you. It is me. It is your cousin. It is you. The moment you don't hold the door from your family or your cousin, the lady that's walking in, that's the moment you made a mistake. She's a human being just like you. The moment you don't wake up every day and realize that you can't depend on that job is the moment you're hurting your community, because you're supposed to provide jobs. See, a lot of you are destined to be the most first millionaires and to be the one that employs. But because you don't want to look at your numbers, because you don't realize that you are it, you just have to incorporate everything that they keep in those books into your business. Then guess what? You can talk and do the walk. But right now, I'm not really feeling this talk and walk. I'm so tired of the fake stuff. I'm so tired. You fake. Well, my girl Spice, I need to start playing music. Can I do like a music list? But no, oh my gosh, because it's Facebook. Okay, so I might do some music stuff. Y'all gonna have to come on Rip Radio Network. Like, if you really want the show to be kind of a little funny and lit, then you may have to. But see, the thing about, I don't think about the music until live. So yeah. All right, guys. So we'll be right back. I'm done with segment 2. Sorry, Trump. Hey guys, welcome back. So look, we're almost done. The show is on its last little 10 minutes, but we are having our hot topics for today. So look, I'm excited because, well, no, I'm not excited. This is kind of disappointing because Lowe's actually is letting go thousands of people, and then they're trying to be so secretive, guys. It's normally they'll say, oh, Walmart is letting go 50,000 people, so Lowe's don't want to tell nobody. But let me be really honest with you. And if Lowe's, if you're listening to this, take cues, all right? If you work for an employer, what you do and what you don't do matters. I hear so many black people say, oh yeah, I'm on my 9 to 5, girl, I barely do anything. Like that's good. That's not good, y'all. This is why the economy is where it is, because every time you don't perform on your job, that companies lose money in production. Every time, and production is the biggest cost that they lose, okay? So if every time y'all say, oh, girl, my little job, I'll be doing that, girl. Like, I hear that all the time, and it hurts to the core because I'm a small business owner. And I recently had an employee that I had to fire because they thought that they were going to sit in my goddamn office and don't do anything and BS. And if that's you that's listening to the show, I'm sorry, boo, to blow your bubble, but you are contributing to the overall economy failing. Because every time that company hire you to perform your job and you don't perform, or you don't perform on the level that's required of you, that company loses money. And every time a company loses money, they might have to let go staff or reduce the quality of their service or reduce the quality of their customer service. So I'm not going to say that Lowe's didn't adjust or rebrand or do everything that's required. I'm not going to take all the blame on the higher ups. This is a ripple effect. The economy, employees, bad financial decisions, because those executives are taking up too much money. Lowe's, I saw the reports. Too much money, okay? Too much money. You were supposed to cut back on y'all salaries 2 years ago, but you didn't. And you were supposed to adjust and have more classes in stores, but you guys didn't. And guess what? Now you're having an impact. So Trump, let's go to number 2. Elizabeth Warren. She trying to find her little way in the African-American community, guys, and we need our savior grace. I'm going to be really honest with you. We need somebody to help and speak for our needs. But this is the thing. Do any of these people really know our needs? Whatever, what's her name, Kamala Harris, that little tax break for entrepreneurs, that is some BS, guys. That is some BS. The income limitations, the requirements, all of that stuff is BS. Also, with Elizabeth Warren, she wants to create some type of incubator or some type of credit or something, and then also she's trying to impact, so the image that you have up there, she's fighting for the bankruptcy code for small businesses and all of that stuff. But the problem is this, is that it starts with them reducing the amount that this stuff costs and the loopholes. So to be honest with you, for a small business owner to really take advantage of bankruptcy, they need to have 2 things, an accountant and an attorney. And do you have either or? The average black business don't have both simultaneously. So even if Elizabeth Warren was to get that bankruptcy stuff in place, even if they were to get that new credit in place, because you're not looking at the numbers, because you're not doing what's required, you are not going to be able to benefit the most. Okay? So, but guess what? I like what she's trying to do. I'm going to be really honest with you, because she's always been an advocate for us, and especially when she talked about our access to capital and everything else. But I think, to be really honest with you, a lot of people don't understand that it is the reparations that will save us. I don't care, you know, if they try to say pay out student loans, and if you don't have student loans, they'll give you that amount of money, whatever the case may be, guys. But you all do need to support the ADOS movement, because that is really the only way for us to kind of have equal playing ground. I don't know if you guys recall watching a YouTube video when the PE teacher aligned everybody on the one line and asked them, if your parents are divorced, stay there. But if your parents are still married, move forward. If you got a big house or whatever, move forward. If you went to private school, move forward. And every black person was still behind. And that is the problem that we have. We're still behind because we haven't changed our expectations, our actions, and we haven't come together as one. And every time I talk about you guys in my community, it hurts me. And that's why I know I'm supposed to lead y'all and really fight for y'all financial freedom. Because even when I was coming up here on the studio, like, I'm about to cry, because it's like, we're getting hit from every angle, but I don't want to blame everybody. I'm done. I'm 34 years old. If you still blaming the government, you don't realize the opportunity that you have in front of you right now. This is your opportunity to go out and work your tail off. This is your opportunity to make strides in your community and make impact. But you guys are just watching Instagram, and you guys are not doing your numbers, and you guys are playing around. And I'm not understanding, what more do you want? Do you want all of us to be on the street? Do you want us to not have no value? Like, you don't even understand that they have a secret way that they determine a person's value. And it goes by your color, your skin, your education, your background, your clout. All of that now goes in turn to what they feel like your value to society is, and what a job should pay you, what your worth is. And the black person on the scale was barely nothing. We didn't have the highest college degrees. We had the lowest on everything. So we in 2019, guys, if y'all want to have 2020 vision, if y'all want to have 2020 vision, okay, it starts with looking at the numbers and accepting the reality that you are black, baby girl. You are black, my son. You cannot take things lightly, and I'm sorry to scream because I am tired of y'all BSing, and I see it online. Everybody want to be a model. Everybody want to be a Fashion Nova. Everybody want to be a rap star. Come the on. I did good at that. I did my own beep. Come the on that, okay? Because guess what? How many rappers there is, boo? And the majority of the rappers are broke, baby, because they not looking at the numbers. Okay? Look at Adrian Peterson. Broke. All of these people you looking at and admiring, if y'all go and focus on what's required, we will make impact because we will be undeniable. And they're going to want to get in because we the culture. Remember, if we set the trend, if you guys listen to me and start looking at your numbers and start showing that we really are successful, not only are our men good. Not only do our ladies good. Not only are we smart, good. Not only have we got all of this, but they're going to say, hey, these people come in, they work harder than everybody like we used to. Oh my gosh, these people got, their businesses are starting to make money and they need money to scale. Roger, I think this is just an opportunity. I know you've been wondering, and you don't want to really help these people, but I don't think you want to miss out on this opportunity. See, guys, you'll start to be looked at as an opportunity. And nobody will want to miss out on it. So if you want to really make impact, and if you really want to see your brown skinned girls or any poor person, whatever, forget about the color. If you broke, I love you, okay? Because my goal is to help us all, okay? It's time for you to realize what you aren't doing and what you need to do to make it. And that means sharing your girlfriend's post. That means buying from a small business. That means not using TurboTax. That means everything. So guys, let's go ahead on out. Let's get our money up. Let's focus on what's required because we have to make impact. There's no way around it. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. I almost got hot.